Today I'm sharing 3 fun ways to use your sentiments on your Christmas card designs as part of my Same But Different Christmas Series 2019. Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and I have challenged Michelle Lupton a Christmas card this year again, and today's theme is sentiments, and I'm starting out with a Christmas tree. I'm going to make Christmas trees, 2 cards using my sentiments. So first I've just roughly worked out which sentiments. I've just gone through all my packs of stamps, and some of these are old, some of them are newer, and just worked out them ranging in size. And using this MFT paper pack, which is called Candyland, as my inspiration. And I've chosen some cardstocks that are the same colours. These are out of my scrap pile, and I'm stamping out each of the sentiments twice. So one version I'm heat embossing in white, and the other I've stamped in black. And then what I've done here, and I actually I put them in the same order that the stripes were in the book. That way I didn't have to think about it too much either. And I'm cutting each of my sentiment strips out with the Heavy Doodle Strips of Ease, and there's 3 different sizes here. And I've just mixed them up according to the width of the sentiment stamp. And I'm not going to make you sit through all of these because it did take me a little while. And I did adapt the length of my strips by reinserting the die cut in place, and that way I can make them exactly the length that I want. I love that about these strips. So I've added some of the design paper to the front of my top fold card, and I've also popped up all of my sentiments with some fun foam, which I have added some Be Creative tape on both sides. So this is very sticky. Can you tell? Now, I'm having some of my sentiments straight and some crooked, so I'm trying to adhere the straight ones first without knocking all the other ones over, but that's really hard not to do. But having the straight ones adhered first just made it easier for me to make sure everything was in alignment, and then I could just easily put the other sentiments on a slight angle. So I've actually got 6 cards to share with you today, and I've done 3 different themes of the sentiments. So this is the first theme, and I've made 2 of these cards. This other one is very similar, so I won't talk you through it. But I do want to say that I'll put the link in the description below, and also at my blog for Michelle's blog, so you can head over there and see what she's created with the theme sentiments and say hello. She's lovely. I met her this year. I was so excited to finally meet her in real life at the workshop in Melbourne. So hi Michelle, I hope you have fun with this challenge as much as I did anyway. So on to my second 2 cards now. These 2 are very similar as well, and I'm started by die cutting a heap of speech bubbles. I just used the speech bubble dies that I have. There's some penny black and lawn fawn ones, and then I decided to stamp out all different sentiments. I've been inspired by the same colours again from the Candyland paper pack, and I figured it's probably going to be better for me to lay these out on my card front before I start stamping, so that I don't have 2 colours and 2 fonts beside each other. So that was my rationale for doing that first. So I actually laid out all my die cuts, chose sentiments that would fit on them, and then stamped all of them out in the coordinating colours. I used some Catherine Pooler inks. I did have to restamp the Warm Wishes one. I got a bit overzealous with the ink. This is a dye ink, but they're really juicy, and if you push too hard on your inks it does smush and you lose that fine detail in your stamp image. Now this is the rainbow almost striped background, and this is where I layered up my tree colours from. I actually matched these colours, and I've added this to the front of a side fold landscape card, and also added some foam tape behind all of my speech bubbles, and then I could just snip the edges off, flip the card over and snip the edges off, and cut directly up to the I cut all the speech bubbles off so they weren't hanging over the edges. Well, how hard is that to say, really? Now the second card, Makes it really easy because I'm actually following exactly the same layout. I'm using the same colours. I am changing it up though. I have white heat embossed the same sentiments, but this time onto the coloured cardstock. I'm cutting out the same speech bubbles yet again, and some of these speech bubbles are solid dies, so this is how I deal with that. I actually use a template, and then I can just hold my solid die over place of the sentiment in this case, and then when I cut it out I know that it's going to be cut out to perfection. I've added some red and white striped paper from the same paper pack, and then I just had to pop up all of my sentiments again. I used foam squares this time. I don't know why, it's just what was nearby. And then I could cut my edges of the speech bubbles away again. Reminds me of that really cool cover die from Lawn Fawn that has the speech bubbles all over it. So my final two cards here today are letterboard cards. Now I really had fun with this set. I wanted the edge of the set, or the edge of the letterboard, to be a little bit higher, so I did die cut that twice and adhered it together with some matte medium and popped it on a piece of cheap cardstock that's cut just slightly smaller, and then I added this is the blue. I did a blue and a red version, and I added the blue with some dotted tape on the back of that. Now I have already die cut all my letters, and I used a variety. I used it from the letterboard large alpha and also from the regular letterboard set from Allen Hudson. So I wanted these to say keep calm. They were keep calm, and these always make me smile. So the first one is keep calm and be merry. And this is from the Merry and Joy from Penny Black, and I thought it'd be fun to have a different font and in some red cardstock here. So I've popped that up, added some fun foam and some score tape behind that, and a little Santa hat from the sledding set from Hero Arts. How cute's that? I did add some score tape behind my 80-pound Nina cardstock before I die cut the letters, and that way they became stickers, so that made this whole process much quicker. So my red version here was keep calm and jingle on, and I'm using, did you see this? There's a pop-up glue dot. These are the stickiest things ever, and I wanted to add a blue jingle bell, and I needed something that was going to hold it through thick or thin, although I will have to hand deliver this card. How cool is that? And that's all my 6 cards today, all sentiment related, 3 different styles, 3 fun ways. I really had a blast making these cards, and I love these colours from this MFT paper pad. So thanks for joining me. I hope you've had some fun too, and I hope you head over and visit Michelle. I'll put the links below, and I look forward to seeing you again here real soon. If you like the video, please click on the thumbs up. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.